Well, I thought since I had this thing home still that I'd go ahead and make a video of the walk around of this machine, because unfortunately I didn't get to, I don't know, for those of you that follow me on Instagram, you saw this, but I didn't get to run this machine in the snowstorm and clear snow like I was hoping for. So picked it up Tuesday afternoon last week. It was raining, and then everything switched over and we got like, I don't know, half-inch of sleet or something like that Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. I did come out here Wednesday afternoon and actually drove it to a strip mall that's about 10, 12 blocks from me and opened up a driveway for them. And then I drove it through the Taco Bell drive-thru to pick my son up some dinner that night. And then we didn't get enough snow. I guess it was Wednesday night into Thursday. We probably got 6 inches of snow then, so I tried to leave here in it at like 5:30 Thursday morning. I made it 3 blocks just down here. The high school is just right over there. You can kind of see their gymnasium and stuff right in front of the high school. And then this thing just kept gradually slowing down. So I went ahead, and it acted like it was either, you know, the DPF filter was clogging up, or I thought maybe it was like an emissions issue, which it could have still been. But then I went ahead and ran through a regen, which took an hour. So it sat there and doing that because apparently this machine had been rented out for a little over or almost a year, I think, from somebody. They just recently got it back, and then it's been sitting for a little while, so it acted like everything was clogged up. Did its regen, and then it took off and made it like 100 feet, and then all of a sudden it just seemed like you know, there was nothing coming from the throttle pedal. It just kept gradually slowing down until it stopped. And then the pedal did absolutely nothing. It would just sit there and just idle. So I shut it off thinking that was going to reset everything, and then it didn't want to start. It acted like the starter solenoid was hanging out, like it only hit for a minute and quit. But long story short, this thing has got a little bit of a wiring nightmare because I left it there. I went and got my loader with the snow pusher and did like 22 hours straight of clearing snow with it. Unfortunately, I didn't get any video of that because I was so aggravated at picking this up and fighting with this thing for like 2.5 hours. Over here, I just went and got my loader, got my pickup, did all the stuff I was trying to avoid doing by getting this machine, and just cleared lots. It was super cold. I tried to film a little bit in one lot, and the batteries just kept zapping, so I wasn't having a good day. So sorry you guys get no snow clearing videos, which I don't know how exciting they are. I guess it's something a little bit different. But so then Friday, sorry. Yeah, I worked 20 hours or 22 hours. I got back home at like 6:30 Friday morning. Went to sleep for, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours. Got up, had to go clear one more lot, and then came back, and I was determined to get this thing running, which I finally did. After I unhooked the battery and then put it back in there, it was still doing it, so I started tapping on the solenoid. I actually took the whole dash apart because then I thought maybe it was the ignition. Messed with it, cleaned everything all out. The ignition switch was pretty dirty, and I actually found another part of an ignition switch in the back, so someone's been kind of tampering with this thing before. Was aggravated with it, threw it all back together, hit the key when everything was back together, fired right up, and throttle pedal worked. I don't know what I did, so I ran it back down here and drug off part of my driveway. Then I got a little cocky with it and ran it up and down the road, trying to be somewhat neighborly and clear the road off for everybody. And like 2 houses over, it did the exact same thing again, where the throttle just gradually slowed down, and then I had it almost over to the side of the road, and it completely quit moving. And then it was the same thing. It started up just fine, but the pedal did absolutely nothing. I mean, I don't know if it was a throttle position sensor or what, but we'll climb in here and I'll finally get my story done, then we'll just do a walk around. But long story short, this thing's pretty filthy, but actually let me go to the other side. Yeah, like I said, I think there's got some wiring issues in this machine, because I'm pretty sure this is not how this thing comes from the factory. So, and well, up here, these things are about falling out of it. That's the switch I took apart, but not all the bolts are in there. But yeah, you start it up and run it, and like I said, the pedal would just do absolutely nothing. Which now it starts up. The pedal works again. So what I did, I took that thing all apart. I thought it was wet because this window was letting a little bit of snow, and you can hear all these solenoids or relays in here clicking. And it's coding. The check engine light's been on ever since I got it, but these two fuses were the throttle pedal sensor, I get a throttle position sensor. They were both good. I ended up taking these two out and flip-flopping them, and that's when the throttle started working, but I can't get the alarm to shut off. So, and I just did that this morning. That thing sat out in the street last night, so yeah. But luckily now it starts up, the throttle works, so this is just getting loaded on the trailer, and I'm taking it back in the morning. So yeah, that's my little rant with this machine. So yeah, maybe we'll try this again for the, I don't know, 20 minutes that I did get to play on it. I think this would be an awesome setup for clearing snow, because this thing, it goes at the 24 miles an hour, I believe. And I think it's got almost a 2-yard bucket on it. It's pretty good size. We'll just kind of jump into the Walkaround now. I don't know a whole lot about these. I do know this is Takeuchi's largest size wheel loader. This is a TW95. It weighs a little over 18,000 pounds, and it's got a 114 horse Deutz turbo diesel engine in it. Like I said, I just knew that they made this size, and then they make a TW80, which I'll just pull up some pictures and some specs, because like I said, I don't know enough about them to go over them. I know the 80, I want to say, is, it's maybe 12 or 14,000 pounds, and it's 74 horse. This one takes DEF, and I believe this is the same engine that's in the 2150, because it's 114 horsepower Deutz as well. I know that, then I got to looking, I know they make a bunch of different sizes of these. They make a lot smaller too, but like I said, I'll just post some pictures up and maybe some numbers on how many they make. Like I said, I don't know a lot about them, but I was surprised on how many people on Instagram didn't realize that they made wheel loaders. It doesn't, I mean, I'm sure in other areas they're fairly popular. Around here they're not, but I've seen this one, and like I said, an 80 running around. But so I just wanted to do kind of a little walk around video of it, just to kind of show everybody what it looks like and what different sizes they make. So that's we can start with the engine. You gotta come back here, and the hood kind of pops up and kind of catches. But then I did learn that you have to push and hold that and then start letting it down to get it to shut. But yeah, this is the Deutz engine. That's where you check the oil. I think the fuel filters are back there. I want to say the oil filters right down here. So some of it looks a little bit crammed on the maintenance side of things. There's the air filter, and this is the where the battery's at. Yeah, there's a fuel filter back there, a water separator. This is the kind of the radiator and air intake, it looks like, and it's also probably the hydraulic cooler, I bet. That's what it normally is in the loaders and stuff. And then yeah, there's your DPF filter, and there's your fuel, so you got to flip it open to refuel it. This is where the DEF goes in, which it looks like it's been a little overfull. It does, I think they can call this a JRB coupler. It does have like a quick disconnect. I didn't really mess with it or whatever, but I think a lot of wheel loaders are like this. Just has like the notch, I guess. I don't know, somebody will probably answer, correct me. I guess this pin maybe retracts on the bottom. I'm not sure how this works. And then you just kind of roll out and hook whatever there. So I think the 80, and maybe the smaller ones you have the option of getting like the skid plate that goes on the front so you can put skid steer attachments. But this machine's so much bigger than like their TL12s that it doesn't have that same hookup. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like service could be a little trickier. I'm sure there's like a skid plate or something underneath there, but like that oil filter to me looks like a huge pain to try to change. And then, like I said, there's the little deal. Hope I can do this. Here. Just kind of pull out on that, and then that's how the hood goes down. The inside's not real clean, but I think I looked and it's got like 12 or 1180 hours or something. I don't know if I can. 1071. But yeah, this is the screen on here. My check engine light's kind of annoying. I did figure out how I could shut it off. You can, yeah. You can press those two and it quits. I try to go through the diagnostics to see what codes it's throwing, but it doesn't really show like a code number. Like on the 2150, it'll actually have a screen you can go to and it gives you the codes. These are a little bit different. This machine's a 2019, so I don't know if the 21s or 22s are a whole lot different. But basically, you got to have the parking brake on, which is right down here to start it. And then that button unlocks the bucket. This is your hazards. But then once you get it started, this is actually for forward and reverse. And then you just hit the gas pedal, and then this top trigger right here is your rabbit speed. So it gets up to, like I said, 24 miles an hour. I tried this road mode thing. That's what I hit right before, so I don't know if there's something with the wiring on it, but I don't know if that makes it go a little quicker in both gears or what. I didn't get a chance to really mess with that a whole lot. But and then this, I kind of moved it, and that's if you have like a different attachment, I guess, on something, because those lines in the front kind of move. But yeah, basically you just kind of go along and let off the throttle, then you can slide it back to reverse. So it's actually pretty handy, or pretty easy to run, really. So you just run the steering wheel, and then that controlled all the bucket and stuff. And then you can actually, I think you can set these, and you can hold it over, and then the joystick would stay, and it would just return to the, with the bucket curled back and sitting down. Got your lights out here, but then you've also got your cab lights up here, and the windshield washer, defroster, and there's your AC controls. I think the radio would go right there, because it's got speakers but no radio. But you can see it's got a bunch of room for different rockers, but it doesn't have any. So like I said, I don't know if this was like a base model or what. Got a toolbox here. It's just plumb full of dirt, but. And then this is what they call the inching pedal. I'm guessing maybe when you're loading dump trucks. Like I said, I don't have a lot of experience in wheel loaders, so I'm sure a lot of you can explain a lot of this to me, but I guess you can be kind of running up there and maybe revving it up to raise the bucket, and this thing maybe is kind of like a brake where you get a little bit closer, because this is your actual brake pedal here. But like I said, I don't know a whole lot about wheel loaders. And you got, turn signals, high beams, low beams, and all that jazz. It's it does have a tilt steering wheel. The only thing for me that I wasn't crazy on is the visibility. It's pretty good, but like this area here and then this line, I mean, it seemed like you're like one or the other. I'm tall enough where I can look right above it, but I mean, you keep kind of having to lean forward. It is nice on this window back here. I got the seat back all the way, but that'd be the only thing when you're doing snow and you got cars zipping around. It just seems like it's got some blind spots you need to be aware of. yeah, I don't know if there's really much more. The heater works amazing. That was the nice part about. You got this window. I do like that feature where you don't have to have like a big window open or anything. You can just kind of slide that. So yeah, I had that open. The heater was cranked, and it would kind of burn you out of here. But I mean, like I said, when I got to run it up and down my road, I think this would be an excellent setup for clearing snow. I mean, that bucket's, it's probably 8 feet wide. I hadn't measured it or whatever, but with that and the speed of this thing, you could really stack some snow and clear a parking lot pretty quick. So my biggest deal was with it, we don't get a whole lot of snow. We're not real efficient at it. I mean, my snow pusher is nice. That's a big change from just like a bucket and stuff. But it's not just something I really enjoy doing. And my biggest part of it, I don't like. It's always super cold. It's usually early in the morning or in the middle of the night. But I just don't like having to go down and hook my trailer up, because then it just seems like everything's either froze, you're fighting to get the trailer hooked up. I don't have a shop big enough to leave it all hooked up and loaded up and then get the loader on there. And then the roads are usually crappy, so then trying to pull a trailer with my 12,000 pound track loader on there, you come up to stop signs and you either can't stop or the trailer wants to try to slide. So I've just always wanted to try something where I could walk out of my house, get in it. I mean, I have my lunchbox here and everything else with all the room it has in here. And my plan was just to get in this thing and just go, just drive it from place to place and push snow that way. I wouldn't be out there in the cold. I wouldn't lose, an hour. Better just trying to load my machine up or get the trailer and the chains and all that other junk out. So it sounded like a great idea. It just didn't work out this go around. So I'd definitely rent it again, and I'd like to try it one time and see. I know a lot of people told me I just need to try to find a truck with a plow, but I don't even want to do that. I'd rather just, rent something like this, because plows are $4,000 to $5,000. I'm not going to put it on my 3/4 ton truck with the lift on it, because we don't use them that often. I mean, there's a lot of weight on there. They wear the front end out. I just like running the machines. That's why I don't have a plow. I just always had the snow pusher, because I can run my loader all year. I could just buy an attachment for it that was, I think I paid $1,200 for that snow pusher. It's just a cheap, no name brand pusher. I mean, I wore the cutting edge out on it this go around, so I got to get a new one of those. But it was still cheaper than spending $4,000 or $5,000 on a plow and then having to have a truck that I can set it up on. So I would prefer either the wheel loader or like a backhoe where I could just get in something and go. So that was my plan. This time, unfortunately, that didn't work. I thought I'd make some pretty neat videos for you guys, but I didn't. I was aggravated and I didn't film anything, so. But enough with the rant. I'm trying to see. I think I've pretty much gone over everything else. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about the wheel loaders, and I don't exactly know how many sizes and ones that Takeuchi actually makes. I do know what little bit I got to run this one. I was very impressed with it, and yeah, I could see this, like I said, being the definite way to go on snow removal. I could also see it on a lot of maybe like utility jobs if you're working in town or in the streets for running your clean rock. If you're doing like a sewer main job, I mean, this thing could be really handy on moving materials around. You can put forks on it and bring you materials. It would even be nice to have one of these like at the yard if you were just wanting to load materials or move stuff around. I mean, I don't foresee me probably getting one anytime soon, because I've either got my loader or dad's loader. But like I said, I apologize. Unfortunately, I guess it was a good idea, and it seems like every time I kind of get a plan together to do snow, it never works out. So on the times that I don't do anything, it seems like everything goes a little smoother. But yeah, that is the walk around, I guess, of a 2019 Takeuchi TW95. So I'll just try to maybe just throw some pictures up here at the end of the video of the various sizes, and maybe try to get like the weights and the horsepowers of all the other loaders they have. They may have 6 or 8 different size. I know they have one that's, I think it doesn't even come with like an enclosed cab, but it may be like a 6,000 pound. It's a real small wheel loader. So yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. And a lot of people just didn't know that they even made the wheel loaders. They also make a, which I don't think I've ever seen in the United States, but it's a tracked dump truck. So I believe it's a CR 250. I'll throw a picture. Like I said, it's kind of random, but it's on an excavator chassis. I want to say it holds maybe 8 or 10 tons in its little bed, but it's one of those where it spins 360 degrees and you can dump off the sides or anywhere. Like I said, I don't know anything about that, but I'd like to try one of those too. But yeah, well, I guess we can kind of wrap this video up. Like I said, I'll put the pictures up of all the other wheel loaders, and maybe one of these days later on we can get some footage of actually doing something with this machine. So all right, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll just catch you on the next one.